everybody. My name is Valeria.
And I'm Henry.
We're so stoked to be here.
And we are going to perform a spoken word duet.
This is called Always Like This. I hope I always hear the birds. Chirps say hello in my left ear and my right ear. I can't see them, but somehow I still recognize every greeting. Hello, how are you? I recognize every call for acknowledgement. Thank you for letting me know you exist. I hope you know I'm listening. I hope I always cry when I write. The words soothe like the rhythm of crashing waves, steady, caring on tachycardic senses. The words heal like my abuelita's arnica, a smelly paste she swore by, a potion made potion not by its contents, but by the belief she held that no wound was incurable, no cut was too deep, no strain was too inelastic, no tear that couldn't cease to be tear and be only something cold on your face. I tilt my head up, and I breathe the words in, and they smell like healing. In that moment, I'm reminded that sometimes healing stinks, but sometimes stink is something to be proud of, something to be grateful for. I hope I always like the dirt, sacred contact between a puzzle and each of its pieces, a sweet home in which I belong, to which I will return, today, tomorrow, and whatever comes after that. I'm a friend of the worms, and one day they'll be the vessel through which I can return, really return. And that day I'll be part of something so much bigger than I can understand, at least as things stand now. I wonder if the worms know that they are mediums. I wonder if they think of themselves as doors. I hope I always stay in love with the smallest of the world's happenings. Lucky penny, warm stranger, ray of light through the gap in my curtains. Reminders everywhere of why I am indebted to some generous creator somewhere for this unbelievable place I've found myself in. For everything I know about, everything that I've seen, and everything that I'm yet to feel.
Wet soil jammed up my fingers into wet earth, and I think the last time I did this, I cut my middle finger on some splinter. I was kind of in a hurry. Let me back up. I have 6 succulents, right? They sit at the window by my kitchen table. There's this huge one that grows aggressively as if it doesn't already know it's the biggest one, as if being the biggest plant isn't enough for him, the jerk. I mean, I have to keep splitting him and replanting him and going out to the garden outside my apartment and stealing soil. The last time I was out there doing that, my neighbor walked out of his apartment and said hi, and in my pot planting frenzy had only then just realized I was still in my pajamas, shoeless. I waved hi with my soiled hands, proceeded to cut my finger again, proceeded to get my carpet dirty. Now I'm splitting up this plant, wondering why God would make one plant so annoyingly persistent at being a plant. What are you trying to prove? You are only making more work for me. You are only taking up more space. Isn't that a bad thing? Or am I just sorry that my pots aren't big enough for you to be as gorgeously massive as you're supposed to be? Do I just feel pathetic knowing I can't keep up, that I didn't know I was signing up for this? I forget that this is what you were supposed to do, that growth is a good thing, and not a thing meant to be cut up into tiny little pieces. How dare you, plant, remind me of me, when I feel like I am bursting at the seams, my heart expanding. It only feels like a pain in my chest, tornadoes of change inside me, that my self-portrait comes out a mess. I'm sorry, my brave, tiny succulent. You are doing exactly what you are supposed to do, and so am I.
My mom used to tell me that people are like houses, and if that's true, then I have more rooms than I know what to do with. I have one room full of pictures of you, but I locked its door a long time ago, and I fed the key to my pride, so I haven't been back since. I have a room where the curtains are always drawn. I go there when I don't feel like a person. Sometimes I'm convinced I like it too much for my own good. It's always dark and always a little bit too warm, and time doesn't exist there, or maybe it's just easier to ignore. I have a room where I go to talk to ghosts. I ask them if I'm doing things right. I ask them if I'm a good person. I ask if things fall into place where they are. I am mostly met with silence, but I do my best to try to find meaning in their ambiguity, and I think that's really the point of it all in the first place. There's one other room, my favorite room, that I never fail to return to. It's built entirely of windows on the very top floor. The sun cascades in for as long as I ask it to. It's where I keep all my favorite books, and I like to bring my friends there sometimes. It's the best place to nap when the afternoon clock stands still. From here, I can see every beautiful place I've been. I can see the park by the home I grew up in, the safest place I've ever fallen. The sun sets the same way it did the first time I paid attention to it. The world is familiar, but somehow also feels brand new, brimming with things to learn. This room shows me the faces of everyone I've ever loved smiling back at me. People that I don't see anywhere else anymore. People that don't hear very often how much they mean to me. People that lit up dim moments regardless of how much light they had to give. I can see a future where I'm happy and whole and above anything else. I'm alive. I come to this room to remember that this future exists, to remember that I'm alive in this moment too.
And so, with the best intentions, holding your interests in mind out of everything you have shared and learned, every moment you have smashed open your heart like pottery, searching across the ground for keys, searching for scraps of metal, watching you cut your fingers trying to pick up the pieces, watching you laugh at the mess you have made. I will hold you to this. I will look you up and down and ask you what is hardest to answer, what is burning inside of you. I will stick a torch down your throat so I can see whatever it is that is filling your lungs and making it hard to breathe. Even when you tell me it is uncomfortable, even when you say you have had enough, I will still notice the twitch in your fingers, the hum in your heart, the hesitation in your breath, the way your eyes seem to vacate, your mouth close in a Ziploc seal to keep something hidden. Even when you ask me, why bother, why care, I will say, at the end of the day, all you have is me. You need me. You need me to pick you up on your feet. You need me to collapse the memories, to rub aloe all over the words, to kiss the worries goodbye and the daydreams goodnight. You need me to hold up the blueprints when you've decided it's time to rebuild, to beam at you, to be proud of you, to write about you and remind you of all the tiny miracle magic spells you can pull into your day, all the ways you find hope in the things your loved ones say, all the moments where you have forgotten how to be afraid. I am here to tell you how beautiful you are at being exactly where you are supposed to be, who you are supposed to be. I will always be here, I promise. I will try my very best, every day, every morning, every time I am reflected back at you in the mirror, to hold me to this, to hold us to this. You need me. I need you every morning. I need me. Thank you.
Thank